Hello there and welcome back. So we're still working on the sampan boat here. In this part we're going to concentrate a little bit on the anchor there. So I'm just going to create a new mesh layer to put this in. Just for now, we're going to be sort of amalgamating these mesh layers towards the end just to keep the draw calls within Unity as low as possible. So I'm in the new layer here. I'm just going to box this out. Basically we're not really going to see too much of this model, so we're going to pretty much just make it as bland as possible, if you can understand that. So this here, I'm just bringing this out roughly to the width. That's actually quite narrow there, but we'll rotate it round and sort that front profile out in a wee minute. Okay, so we're just gonna. So even though this tapers in here, I think that's more of the image distortion and actual. But we will make it a little bit. That might make it a bit more sort of unique. I'm just going to turn the reference images off for now. We're in polygons. I'm just going to select 2 and hit the L key just to sort of loop around there, and then I'm just going to do Alt C to add a loop slice. I'm just going to click in the viewport there. Now I want it in the middle there, so I'm just going to leave it as it is, and then in edges I'm just going to select that edge there, that edge there, and then we're just going to scale them just in slightly, just like that. Okay, I'm not sure you can't really tell from this image what's going on down here. This is like this little metal bar that's sticking out, but that is also going to be just a cube in my eyes, I think. And this sort of rope goes in through a hole sort of in the middle and fixes with a sort of nut, I think, on the side there. And we'll put another nut sort of down here just to give it a bit of detail, but we don't want to go too much on this because that is a small item at the end of the day. So we're going to just use a cube again, I think. I'm just going to drag out a little cube here. And then just to give it a tiny bit of form, I'm just going to select the front one and hit the B key to bevel. And I'm going to bevel it in a bit and out a bit at the same time. And I'm going to hold down the shift and click in the viewport again. I'm just going to bevel that out. So I'm just going to say that's my nut. I know it's very the back face. I'm just going to select it and just hit the delete key because we're never going to see it. So I'm just going to move this for me jumping around these scene views here quickly. I'm just hitting the 1, 2 and 3 on the number pad there, and that just goes 1 goes top view, 2 goes front view, and 3 goes right view. It just saves using this sort of radial wheel all the time. So I'm just going to copy that over there. We're going to flip it around 180 degrees, and basically I'm just going to plonk it on the side there. Okay. Now down here I think there may be a sort of bit of strapping, metal strapping around there. So even though this is below the water line, or it will be below the water line, we are, in our case, we're going to have it hanging sort of quite high up here, so it is above the water line. So I don't want to go into the effort of making this and we don't actually ever see it. So and now I'm going to go over to the polygon tool there. It's on merge. I'm going to turn the snapping on, and I'm going to put it on to vertex. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to basically just, I don't want to add too many polygons into this, to be honest. I just think that's could well be enough. So I'm just going to select that. I'm just going to hit the thicken tool. I'm just going to run it. Maybe not the full thickness. Maybe just like that for now. Let's turn this reference images off. That little vertex has gone a bit screwy there, but we can fix that in a minute. And I'm just going to sort of stick this roughly in the middle there. Let's go over to our wireframe. Let's just pull that back a bit. And where's this one living with? That was just that back face, but to be honest, we're not gonna. Let's have a look at that one. We don't actually need those anyway. No, they're not going to be seen around the back there. This one underneath. Are we ever going to see that? I suppose we may do. Yeah, we may do. We'll leave that one. Now this issue we're having here with this few polys being out of sort of out of alignment, if you want to, for no better word of it, is when you do the actual, sometimes you do the poly pen tool there, it doesn't snap them all to the same plane. But okay, so we'll turn the reference images back on. Now I'm not sure if they're strapping around here or not, so what we'll do, just for our sake, I'm gonna get the slice tool here. We're going to turn the snapping on. I'm just going to stick it on grid, maybe across there, maybe across there. We'll see. Even though I've got the reference images, you can see this is a doodle. I'm not really referring to them too much. I'm just trying to make it let's just select those for now. I don't know about this. I suppose we can leave it in and see whether if the strap-in looks good or not. I'm just deleting some of these polys here, which we're never gonna see. I'm just gonna stick another one in. Just so there's no polys. That edge, it's not really doing much anymore. Now just make sure you select these in an order, if not you'll get that crossed. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am going to leave it with that brace on, so I sorted those out. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab these nuts. I'm just going to copy them. I might have to scale these a bit. Okay, we'll go with that. Maybe we're in this centre bit here, so just turn this on a bit. See, there is definitely nothing there, but for our artistic license I might just select this edge loop. I'm going to hit the B key. I'm just going to open that up a bit, and then we'll select these polys, loop around there, hit the B key. I'm going to make another brace there, just because if that's a narrower piece of wood, they might put some strengthening. Who knows? We're only guessing it at the end of the day anyway, so Okay, so now what we need to do is basically get this sort of pole in. Now there is a wider section here which we can put in, and then this pole. Now this seems to sort of taper out there, even though it's stepped. I think yet again that's the anti-alias and maybe on the image the poor quality. So we're just making things easy for ourselves. I'm gonna, because we don't want to be making life hard here. I'm just gonna add a loop slice. I'm gonna put it. Let's have a look. Maybe there. I'm going to loop round here again. I'm going to add another one. There. And these edges here, I'm just going to scale these out. And then in about the middle here, we're going to run this bar. We're going to run this bar through it. So I'm going to just we're going to use just a cube for this. We're not even going to do anything with it whatsoever. So that comes through there. This is a bit high, so we'll just quickly move that down so it's more in line with this. And we're going to say job done. I might just put this hole in here, the top of this. I'm just going to bevel that just for that rope to go in. I'm not really sure how big it should be, so I'm just gonna make a little and in fact I'm going to delete that one in there because we're not going to see that, hopefully, because there'll be a rope in there. Actually no, I'm going to leave it in for now. We can always delete it at a later date. Okay, so there's my anchor done. When I come back in the next part, we shall do the rudder, I think, next. And then I'm not sure what this block is. It does seem to go through the hull. I'm not sure if that's just something written on there or if it's actually part like a stabilising type block for the boat. So I'll put it in anyway, even though it's blurred waterline. You're not going to see it, so I'm not really sure what that is. I ain't been able to find an image, like a video. I mean, like a sort of a photographic image of the boat to see what that actually does. So when I come back, we'll do the rudder. So I'll see you for that part. So back in a moment.